to get your biography out there, and especially as a faith-based athlete, we want you to talk about not just your experiences on the show, but like physical, mental, and even spiritual health and wellness, Daniel, because we've seen longevity in your life. We've seen just consistency in your life. We've seen just a genuine, sincere person that you are, and we would like to get behind you in that way. So next thing I know, as I'm simply doing what I felt that God gave me the strength and the ability and the favor to do, to come back each season and compete at the highest level, I began to just see other opportunities open and not shy away from them, but say, okay, like my vision has room to grow, and not just as an athlete, but as now an entrepreneur, creating content and resources that encourage, inspire, uplift, and point people to something bigger and greater than themselves, namely the kingdom of God.
I love that. And it's multifaceted, right? It's just saying yes to that open door, and walking through that opportunity led you to the next set of open doors. Some people can call it coincidence. I would call it divine intervention.
Yep. And I'll say that I'm one of a few anomalies on the TV show of being able to make my life and career out of competing. I would say 99% of the other athletes that compete on the show already have full-time jobs or careers, and that Ninja is just a part of their life, which makes for an exciting story to watch on TV. I'm one of a few ninjas that have, I guess, for lack of better wording, just gone all in with Ninja, and then just have been able to build a platform off of the television show, which is really cool because, again, when you're working with reality television, there's no guarantee, one, that you'll get accepted each year, two, that you'll get shown or featured, shown much less featured on the actual show, because so many people have competed many years but don't get the same airtime, haven't had as much success, or maybe they were just like, while you were away, a few other ninjas tackled the course and they all fell at some point. And so for me to have been able to have the success that actually warranted the platform that I have and the opportunities from that, man, it's truly like a gift. Literally, I think, again, I'm like divine intervention. Like, okay, God, I feel like I am doing what I've been put on this earth, at least in this season of my life, to do. And so it's really cool. There's a few other ninjas that have been able to break through like I have, but for the most part, Ninja is just like a side hobby for athletes who are passionate about the sport.
I would argue, Daniel, you worked hard, you created what you have, and the divine intervention piece, and also hard work, dedication, and actually doing it for a purpose rather than just like you talked about is you do Ninja, you'll get that $1 million. That's definitely incentive. But knowing you from outside of this podcast, seeing you work with other people in the Ninja realm, you are dedicated to growth of people, the sport, and by default, you yourself and your brand grow with it. It's a selfless act, is what I'm saying. Clearly, you need to support your family and do all that, but being one of the original and true professional ninjas, now that building on that question, you're traveling, you're doing a lot of this, how does that work with your family?
Any more kids and it'll start to get complicated.
Yeah.
But right now, I promised my wife, and even more importantly than that, I promised the Lord, I was like, God, I will never sacrifice my family on the altar of ministry. Meaning, and not just that, but even business. I told my wife, I'll never sacrifice you or any of our future children in the name of business or provision. And because of that being said, almost 9.5 times out of 10, when I do events, I take my wife and now my daughter, Isla, I take them with me everywhere that I go.